My name is Jesus Marmolejos. I'm 29 years old. I was born December 24th, 1988. Born and raised in Brooklyn. My upbringing was like any other Brooklyn kid, and Bushwick was my playground. Growing up in the 90s was educational, since you saw it all. From the dice games, from the drug dealing, from kids playing outside, from the icy man coming down the block, and them hot-ass summers. When I was growing up in that type of environment, that environment was essential. It was essential for you learning what was around you and making you street smart in the process. I'm the oldest out of the two other siblings I have. I do have a sister and a brother. Yeah, we grew up really close to each other. Once we was growing up, from babies to infants to toddlers, you know, we was always there with each other, always having each other's backs, just like any other kids out there that got brothers and sisters. My parents are like, and grandparents, I'ma add, are like my first superheroes. They was there, you know, since I was a vulnerable child. They took care of me and brought me up to the person I am today. I'm blessed to have both of my parents still here on this earth, including my grandparents still here on this earth. Other people don't have the chance to have either their parents or both their parents still alive or yet their grandparents. My grandparents always been there since I was a kid. They helped my mom when she got over here from Dominican Republic.
Tall black man. Jesus is one of the best people I've known for the majority of my life.
Jesus is very creative. He can be inspiring at times. Sometimes he can be a little crazy.
Jesus is very creative. Like, he's very articulate, and he just has a mind of his own. Like, for example, like if he tells you something and at first you don't understand it, then he'll get into very deep details and his ideas or his plans or what he want to do. Then you start understanding. So that's why I say he's very creative.
Very outgoing. Like, whatever he put his mind to it, that's what it's gonna be, and it's always gonna be obstacles, but he always found a way to get through them and still excel and still get to reach that goal, basically. So, very outgoing.
Stubborn, but it's a good way, because like he has this belief and no one can change his mind about it unless you have it's like a judge. But it's a good reasoning, you know, like you have to prove him, and then once you have proper evidence, then you're good. But if not, like, you cannot change his mind about anything.
My education, I was always like good at school throughout the elementaries and middle schools. It was all a breeze. But then once I got to high school, that's when things changed a little bit. 2006 was supposed to be my graduation year when I was in high school. It didn't turn out to be that way. That was the same year I dropped out of high school. I was 17 years old. So I started working. I've been through like 2 or 3 jobs in the past 6 years. From 2006, February of 2012, I obtained my GED. And you know, I was happy about the GED and stuff like that. It was just another accomplishment down. But I still didn't go back to school right after.
Have in common, we both have a passion for music, big passion, and we love to travel.
The way we think, I feel like we don't just think as in one direction or one light. Like, we open a lot of doors and try to see things from a lot of different angles and aspects, and then try to understand others or try to understand the situation and try to make sense of it all. And
that we both wear glasses.
When did I realize I had to go back to school? Well, I realized that when my passion, which is in the creative field, music in particular, it wasn't as I planned to be. or as easy as I thought it might have been. So by having that mindset, I still didn't have like that drive to go back to school until I started realizing that the music wasn't really helping me where I wanted to be at the moment. Responsibilities kicks in. Since plan A wasn't working out, I had to go to plan B real quick. I had to put the rest plan A, which is my passion, and plan B, which is education. And then with plan B, I'm sure I could secure something.
He's influenced me a lot because a lot of the times whenever I have problems or issues, I'll come up to him and we'll talk about it. And you know, he'll give me his input, and then from there, I go off that.
Jesus has influenced me in life by never giving up. Like, it's never too late. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just struggling through school and stuff, and it's never too late. Like, so he's still fighting through and still on that road to success.
Well, he influenced me in a lot of ways. Growing up, even, you know, talking to girls, you know, just going up to a girl, he would just teach me, you know, just not to be scared or ways to approach them, not aggressively. I remember him saying that specifically.
He made me go back to school, and he always wants to do it on my face. It's like the one time I admit it, but I was like, you know, if he can do it, then I can do it. And I graduated, so congrats to the both of us.
Taught me how to roll.
A lot of people don't know it, but without him, I would have never been able to start music. He was the one who taught me a lot of what I know, recording-wise, and that alone, that just brought me to like a different place. So he taught me a lot.
He has taught me patience. He has taught me a lot of patience.
One thing he told me was just how to have confidence in myself when, you know, either I play sports or just self-confidence in general.
I would say the maneuver, but not for everybody's ears right now.
I fast forward to 2015 spring. This is March. I'm excited to go to school now. College was just things I've heard before, was nothing that I never experienced, so I was really excited to step foot in this next level education of mine. Going to LaGuardia Community College, the people that you eventually get to meet there is really remarkable. A lot of personalities. To go back to school, to challenge myself again, to see if I still have that drive, that competitiveness, I guess, when it comes to academic parts of it. Things that I would never have learned if I never been to school. My decision for going to school is the best one I've ever made.
Biggie.
I was happy for him because like he doesn't really like school, you know, like he likes learning, but it's just that it's understandable because, you know, like no one really likes to be going to school to be judged on their intelligence. If you want to learn, you know, you just want to learn. You don't want to be like, hey, you didn't learn good enough, or in that manner. So for him to go back, it's like that's what's up. Because at the end of the day, he's not doing it really to impress somebody else. He's just doing it to learn more.
That we wouldn't be playing Call of Duty as much.
I thought, damn, I ain't gonna have no time to see him no more.
I was happy for Jesus when I saw that, because I knew he wanted to progress more in his career.
I was ecstatic. That's always great news. You know what I'm saying? Like, young, intelligent men, like, that's what we need to be doing now, instead of trying to be a SoundCloud rapper or trying to do this and scam and do all this. Like, following the proper protocols and footsteps and going back to school and get an education. So that definitely was dope.
Oh, I was really happy for him because, you know, he had a rough high school years. You know, he dropped out at sophomore year, I believe. Well, he spent a couple years in school, but he only got up to, you know, his sophomore year. But I was really happy for him because I knew that's one thing he always wanted to do, but he just didn't have the right mindset to finally, you know, he got his things together and everything was right, and it was the right time.
Once I'm done with school graduation and all these things and get the job that I need that's gonna help sustain, even carry a family, then Plan A could commence.